Nathaniel Bandy. Striving for originality. This Top 10 intro is brought to you by VectorStar Productions. Now, looks aren't everything, but there's some Nintendo characters that are objectively just really freaking ugly. Today's list will be based off of how the character looks as well as their personality and any off-putting traits that they may have. We'll look mainly at the core Nintendo characters as well as some of the infamous side characters, so nothing too crazy. There's barely 10 ugly characters, so if your favorite is on the list, I probably didn't have any other choice. So without further ado, let's go!
Number 10.
Tingle me shivers. This guy seriously gives me the creeps. Now, I know a lot of people adore Tingle because he's just a funny, charming little guy, and I honestly agree with them. He's a classic, iconic character in the Legend of Zelda franchise. But I gotta be real, guys. He kinda gives me the creeps. I don't know why Nintendo does this, but his face always seems to have some like hyper-realistic expression compared to everything else within the context of the game that he's in. His face is so creepy that I would have to call it ugly. And you know, I feel bad for saying that. I don't know why I feel bad, considering he's just a fictional character, but still, he just looks so jolly and happy all the time. I mean, all he really wants to do is become a forest fairy. He ain't bothering anyone. You know what? You do you, Tingle, but you still creep me out a lot. Now, I'm probably gonna get slack in the comments, but hey, what can I do? It's just my feels, guys, and I can't change my feels about how I feel about this feel. And also, there really aren't that many ugly Nintendo characters, so Tingle barely cracks this list.
Number 9.
You know, I had never heard of Mallow before a friend of mine suggested him for this list. While Mallow may not be the most popular side character, I think he is worthy to be here. So he's between the ages of 4 and 6, so there are some cute traits about this guy. He has huge eyes, which is a distinguishing feature, more or less with babies, but what is going on with those eyebrows? Why did someone cut them to make it look like he's infinitely pissed off? It's those freaking eyebrows that really sets him in place on my list. That's not the biggest problem though. Mallow can be a bit rude. He's quite sarcastic, which there's nothing wrong with sarcasm, but I think that he might actually mean what he says sometimes. When Link was showing Mallow and his friends his sword and slingshot, Mallow was just making nasty remarks about it and was rarely impressed. I mean, I guess it wasn't that impressive, but still, he didn't have to be a jerk about it. Whenever he's with Tallow, he seems to be such a downer, or like the party pooper of the group. When Mallow was in his mart, he goes out of his way to be really strict about not taking his stuff. When Mallow is being saved by Link, he questions if he can even use his bow. Like, what the heck, little dude? Link is going out of his way to save you and all you do is complain? I mean, imagine going into preschool and it's show and tell day. You decide to bring in, I don't know, your favorite pillow. So you show the pillow off to your class and everyone's all like, ooh. But then this one kid is just like, it's okay. That wouldn't feel good, would it? Out of everyone in the class that said something about your special pillow, you'll probably only remember what that mean guy said. And I get that, hey, maybe you should just toughen up and not be so sensitive, but now I'm just getting way off topic. Look, Mallow is a really interesting and awesome character, but he's ugly. Let's move on.
Number 8.
Yeah, Luigi time. I cannot do his voice. Anyway, so I don't know why, but I kind of like this guy. I mean, just watching him walk around cracks me up so much. His presence in general just makes me giggle for some reason. But let's be real though, this guy isn't the prettiest Nintendo character ever created. It makes sense that Nintendo made him less attractive than say Peach or Waifu, because he is an antagonist. His mustache is really strangely shaped. His nose is badly sunburned and upside down, and that chin is really stretched out. I'd say it's safe to assume that Waluigi is an elf because of the shape of his ears, but hey, I could be completely wrong, as per usual. Now, while I like Waluigi, I think the general public hates the guy because a lot of people see him as a redundant character. He has only ever shown up in the Mario sports games, or Mario Kart, or Mario Party. A lot of people just hate the way he looks and find his voice irritating. His biggest flaws, though, is that he can be very boastful and ill-tempered. He's also really rude and mean to most people, besides Wario, of course. I guess Waluigi is just upset that Nintendo won't give him his own game. I mean, Mario, Luigi, and Wario have their own games, but not Waluigi. It's just, he actually hates seeing people that are happy. That's clearly a sign of envy, which isn't a good trait to have. While I find Waluigi fun to have around, I don't think I would ever want to interact with him. Even voice actor Charles Martinet says that Waluigi wishes good things would happen to him and becomes frustrated about it. Now, if I were in Waluigi's shoes, I would be pretty upset too, but I know it would only make sense to, oh, I don't know, maybe consider trying to change how I perceive myself with others? Maybe if Waluigi wasn't so snarky and tried being nice to everyone, he would have a better and happier life.
Number 7.
When I say Ganon, I am not referring to Ganondorf. No, we're talking about the OG Ganon. We're just looking at that design. So Ganon was inspired by a boar. Don't know what a boar is? Well, check this. Oh god, Ganon isn't quite as ugly as a boar is, but seeing as that's the inspiration for his design, we're already off to a bad start. While he does have cool gear, his face is just nasty looking. That snout is really gross. He's got a serious overbite going on, and he's blue. Why is he blue? I'm blue, da-da-dee-da-doo. Sorry, I had to make the joke. Wouldn't you? I know in the newer titles, Ganon is more brown, black colored, but still, why was he blue in the older games? There might have been a reason for it, I just don't know why. Maybe I could accept his bizarre body features if he wasn't so freaking evil. Obviously he's meant to be because he is the antagonist, but still, they call him the King of Evil, the Prince of Darkness. These are names I wouldn't want to be known as. This dude has been said to have so much hatred within him that he could stay alive even if his body is obliterated. That is pretty sick, but all these personality traits are pretty ugly. He's been in several different forms, all with the notion of being as evil as possible. FYI, I actually like Ganon as a character, but his looks and traits put him on the list, so if you're all salty, I don't know what to tell you.
Number 6.
My boy, King K. Rool. Everyone loves him for being an awesome villain in the Donkey Kong Country series, Donkey Kong 64, and a couple other titles. He was also a highly requested character for Smash Bros. But again, we gotta be real, guys. He's pretty ugly. I mean, look at the guy's teeth. He really needs some braces. And what is going on with his eyes? Why do they sometimes look like they're going to pop out of socket? Also, look at this name closely. K. Rool. Put that together and what do you got? Well, you got Krool, the 90s way of spelling cruel. K. Rool is known to punish his minions and spew threats at them constantly. I mean, yeah, he's a king and all, but that's no way to treat other living beings. It's very ugly of him to not even respect those that worship and help him out. In Mario Super Sluggers, the king is known as the dirty underbelly of the Kremlin crew. Just hearing that makes me pinch my nostrils together. I can imagine just sitting next to this guy to be a disgusting experience. With that kind of description, I wonder if he even bathes or anything. The writer of DK Lee Loveday says that K. Rool wanted to steal all of Donkey Kong's bananas so that he can starve to death. Now that's just cruel. Cruelly, cruelly, cruel.
Number 5.
Like K. Rool, Ridley is a really cool looking character. He's one of the most memorable bosses and everyone wanted him in Smash too. But really, Ridley would not win a beauty pageant. He would probably be given a restraining order if he got near one of those events. He is a space dragon that looks freaky as frick. His whole body is so skinny that it almost looks like he's a flying skeleton. Ridley's breath is so bad that he can catch it on fire and blow it on you. Psst, I know he doesn't actually breathe fire because he has bad breath. It's just a really bad joke. While Ridley is known for being intelligent and all, his scream sounds ear-piercingly awful. He also really needs to do something with his teeth. Like seriously, what are the dentists doing out there in Nintendo Land? As if the ugliest couldn't get worse, with space pirate technology he could become Meta Ridley. Need I say more? Nah man, nah.
Number 4.
Yo, so get this. Have you had nightmares about a giant floating monkey head that tries to kill you? Well, this nightmare is real. Andros, or Dr. Andros, is the main villain in the Star Fox franchise, and my god, he looks disgusting! He started off in the original as just a white head that would spit out white-colored computer chips, but now he looks downright terrifying. Andros has a large, thick neckbeard and really wrinkly skin. It's just ugly, especially the neckbeard. Those are gross and filled with bacteria and stuff. Now this dude actually used to be well respected, but once he became really smart, he became more invested with having power and kind of went crazy from there. I won't go into the details, but it's safe to say that he is now very egotistical, and that is another ugly trait to have. Even though Andros has undergone a lot of different looks, almost every one of them makes him look pretty filthy. I do have to say though, his teeth actually look pretty well put together in some of the games aside from the vampire fangs. I don't know why I keep going back to teeth. It's just something I keep noticing for some reason. So to sum things up with Andros, he's an ugly monkey head thingy.
Number 3.
Wario number 1. No, you aren't Wario. Let's start with the fact that this hunk eats cloves of garlic. You heard that right, cloves of garlic. That is nasty. Wario also has a bizarre mustache, a huge pink nose, and a really ugly personality. This man is incredibly greedy, maybe even as greedy as Mr. Krabs. He steals stuff all the time. There are entire games dedicated to his greediness. Like, just geez, what a reputation to live by and be proud of. That's not all though. Wario is also a dim-wit jerk. He has straight up double-crossed cross his friends for money. Like, what the heck, man? Oh, and we can't forget how much Wario loves his sweets too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with eating tasty food, but he's a glutton with these sweets, which isn't okay. And as if he couldn't get any uglier, he also has terrible hygiene. Now, for some characters, we can try to theorize how their hygiene may be, but for Wario, we've seen him pick his nose constantly, and he doesn't brush his teeth. And in Smash Bros, he has an attack to flat out fart on you. Ugh.
Number 2.
Want to talk the king of ugly? Well, check out our homie King Hippo from the Punch-Out franchise. He has a really freaky looking face. I mean, just look at it. His chin is huge. He's got a big underbite, and it looks like he hasn't slept in weeks. Also, why the heck does he have 2 band-aids on his belly button? How hard was he trying to pick out that belly lint? Was he digging for gold or something? And why is he wearing a crown while he's fighting? Is King Hippo really that cocky of a fighter to have the nerve of showing his prestige? I'd say that maybe you should win the fight before showing off your stuff, man. Now, let's peek at what he looked like in the Captain N series. I do also believe that this guy eats a little too much. He has said that he likes to go out and eat lunch after winning, and this guy has won a lot of times. But really though, who could be the ugliest Nintendo character to ever live? Let's find out, ladies and gentlemen. And now, the number one ugliest Nintendo character is... If you're still watching this, you may think I'm the biggest dick right now. Here I am just mocking all these characters and whatnot. I probably look like the biggest hypocrite in the entire world of YouTube. Well, let me tell you something. I am number 1 on this list. Yep. My me is number 1. I mean, just look at myself and the way I live my life. I eat like total garbage and I've recently gained a little belly fat. If I don't control my eating habits soon, I may become overweight one day and get the diabetes. I also have a 3rd chin. I also have this nasty mole on my face. It doesn't need to be there. And I have glasses like some big Nintendo kid nerd. I'm kind of a loser too. All I do is make YouTube videos and sit on my fat butt all day. I suck at reading sarcasm. Even if I know that the person is saying something sarcastically, it still takes me like 5 years to realize all this. All these flaws in these characters is what makes them so special. Having flaws is what makes us human, makes us pure, makes us real. So let people make fun of you for playing Nintendo games. You're better than them. Even though I don't know you personally behind the screen, I do know that you are an amazing person and can accomplish anything you want. Don't let anyone push away your dreams. Strive for them with all your might and work hard and long enough, and you will succeed. Feel free to like or dislike this video, guys and girls. Also, you're welcome to leave a comment and tell me who you think the ugliest character is and why. I am before, and I quote, "But that's my favorite character." Hop on the bandwagon and follow my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Tumblr. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, everyone. You having a good lunch in school watching some YouTube? Well, before lunch is over, go ahead and check out the top 10 sexiest Nintendo characters, or maybe even the top 10 annoying Mario characters. I think you'd enjoy those ones. Maybe. Oh, look, a Let's Play of Kirby Return to Dreamland? So what are you eating for lunch? Like a sandwich, a pizza? I want to know. I'm gonna guess a sandwich, okay? That's my guess. Bye.